What's up, guys? I thought I would do a live of a playoff game that does not involve the Braves because you don't want to see me in those nerves, but with it being the Padres Mets prime time, first and third, 0-2, 1 out to Pete Alonso with the Padres already up 2-0. Thought it'd be fun to watch and to not have the nerves and things of that nature and just talk ball and see what happens. So, wow. What a pitch there by Darvish. Getting Pete Alonso looking there. You gotta swing the bat. Whew. He must have been looking for a slider splitter there. First and third, 2 outs. And Josh Bell continues to torment the NL East. Josh Bell was a ultimate pest against us when he was with the Nationals. But it struggled, but not so far lately. So you got Eduardo Escobar, Daniel Vogelbach. Nice pitch on the slider there. It's been an epic postseason so far. The Cardinals crumble in the ninth. Whew. 0-2 to Vogelbach. Change-up split.
Almost like backup action on that cutter from Darvish there. Gets on top of it, tries to backdoor it.
Can Darvish wiggle off the hook? Foul on the cutter there. That one was a little up.
Designated hitter has been an issue for the Mets this year. They brought in Darren Ruff from the right side, didn't exactly work out. Vogelbach trying to pick up the left side. When he came here, he did really well to start. Only 7 straight strikes from Darvish. And Vogelbach, right field, playable for Soto if it stays. And it does in the corner. He makes it in fair territory.
And Darvish was able to wiggle out of that one with a Vogelbach flyout to end that mess. 2-0 after 1 against for the Padres. The playoffs have been wacky, crazy so far, with the Cardinals blowing the 2-run lead in the ninth with a big time overmanagement by Ollie Marmol. First taking Quintana out with 75 pitches, and the third time through the order thing, then taking Giovanni Gallegos out after a 1-out walk, up 2-0. Trying to get 5-out save with your closer is fine, but he's got the finger injury and he just lost the entire zone entirely, and it did not and it did not end well, obviously. But I'm not sad to see the Cardinals have a bad inning like that, obviously, with the Braves going through 2019 the way we did. But Scherzer giving up a 2-run blast. And that's the thing about playoffs. People say you have to be able to do more than homers. Well, today, J-Rom for the Guardians and Jose Siri for the Tampa Bay Rays. You got Cal Raleigh doing it for the Seattle Mariners. So, I mean, home and Josh Bell here. So, the homers matter. Juan Yepes for the Cardinals.
As a weight off her shoulders. She was on our podcast with Buster only today. She is so focused on baseball, and as many in this community know,
Scherzer gets ahead early, 1-0 to Will Myers.
Community, and certainly those of us at ESPN, part of her baseball family with MLB.com, etc., are all in support and send our love and prayers and offer any support that Sarah will need through this. She's working with us tonight behind the scenes, providing all the research and information, and we love Sarah, and we wish her the best for sure. Always thinking about her.
Absolutely.
1-2.
Bottom line.
Love you, Sarah. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And thanks to the New York Mets and many other organizations that have recognized Sarah's contributions to really Major League Baseball and the community and the family. She told us today when Buster asked her on the podcast, what is it about baseball that you love so much? She talked about the consistency, how it's there every single night. And it's really in her family. It started with her grandfather, her grandmother, her folks are both huge baseball fans. And she's made a wonderful career and has such a huge family supporting her.
Scherzer's had to work a little hard. 2-2.
Scherzer to Will Myers on a 2-2. Myers on the ground, fielded cleanly by
Ground out to Eduardo Escobar.
The keys to the success of the Mets is defense, especially in the corners. They've struggled a bit, but as of late, Escobar done a nice job over at third.
Max Scherzer had only allowed 5 first-inning runs in 23 starts this year. Of course, gave up a 2-run shot to Bell. And here's Hassan Kim, the shortstop. He swings to the first one. First postseason.
Ha-Seong Kim has been really consistent and defensively for the Padres. Obviously, he doesn't give you the flair that Tatis does, but he's been a steadying force at shortstop for sure.
He has played very well for them at shortstop this year. When you think about league average offense with well above average defense, that kind of works.
84 miles an hour.
That's a scouting report. Padres have not been a good fastball hitting team all year long. Ha-Seong Kim, one of those. The KBO didn't see a lot of velo. That was going to be the big adjustment coming over Major League Baseball.
Backs ready at a 1-2.
That was nasty.
Picks up his 3rd strikeout of the night.
Really good look at Max Scherzer slider. That's the slider that's going to take him right to the Hall of Fame when he's finished playing 5 years after. That's where he's going. And a lot of it because of that pitch right there.
That was nasty. Mad Max is mad.
Velocity, they are last in run value, -48 on pitches 95 miles or greater. The Dodgers are +30. 78 difference between the Dodgers, who are the best.
Breaking ball up and away.
Padres, who are worst. Another reason you win 111 games, like the Dodgers. 1-0 to Grisham. He's the center fielder with 2 down.
Fastball. 1-1.
For me, Scherzer, it's more about the mix of pitches. You see 94, 95. He doesn't have the DeGrom 100-mile-an-hour fastball, but he has a mid-release point and also a great mix of pitches.
This ball going back is Marte, still going back. It's carrying. And carries over the wall.
Trent Grisham, solo blast to make it 3-0. That fastball command has not been there for Scherzer so far.
Who got stung by the home run ball against the Braves have given up 2 tonight.
They've given up 2 tonight to 2 players that have been struggling coming into the postseason.
On fastballs, doesn't matter who you are. If you do not locate your fastball, you are going to get burned.
It did not sound like he hit it in the sweet spot. He had a good go, like he hit it in the sweet spot again. Puts that foot down. Marte continued to just track the baseball until there was no further room.
We saw that ball carry when Vogelback hit it into the corner and right. It kept pushing next to the flags, blowing up to right early. Escobar to his right, snares it, and gets no look. But again, the team, the Padres, not known for their slugging.
3-0, and then
One more time. It's been Josh
and now you put all the pressure on the Mets that are already first and third, 1 out, and couldn't answer it back. So
And we're the Antonellis. Do good, eat good.
That's our mission.
We chose our Spark Cash Plus card from Capital One because it gives us unlimited 2% cash.
3-0 San Diego Padres, a 2-run homer by Josh Bell on a fastball and a solo shot by Trent Grisham. So 3-0 Padres, bottom second is the score, and Max's fastball is leaking in the middle of the plate. The Padres aren't missing right now. Yeah, I mean his fastball command hasn't been there.
You were always ready. Why did I do that whole training? That wasn't for me. Confidence booster.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and on demand together. Football, housewives. Football, housewives.
Get your TV together. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to save up to $120.
Life doesn't stop for diabetes. Be ready for every moment.
But yeah,
It's the number one.
definitely all the pressure on the Mets with and also they had first and third, 1 out, and didn't score. Pete Alonso struck out, and Daniel Vogelbach flew out.
It all started when we showed up in Austin waving a Wazoo flag. Then it kind of became an obsession. After 15 years, game day finally came to Washington State. Now we keep doing it because game day isn't just a day, it's a lifestyle.
Yep, go Braves.
The 2022 Wild Card Series on ESPN is presented by Hankook Tire, evolutionized EV fitment, electrified Hankook, and in part by Dell Technologies. We'll stop at nothing to bring out the innovator in all of us. Max Scherzer's allowed 2 homers in a postseason game for the 4th time.
You Darvish back out there. 1-0.
Third couldn't score. And then the home run to Grisham, 3-0 San Diego, bottom 2. We'll start with Starling Marte back in the lineup for the first time since September 6th.
Starling Marte, who I thought when they lost him, he's the glue. And now 2-0 count quickly.
This is the story in the postseason.
What's up, Hudson? I don't know how many people are going to come watch this, but I thought it'd be kind of cool to do a postseason game. Now, I will not be doing the Braves because you don't want to see that nerves-wise, but I thought maybe doing a postseason game would be cool. And Starling Marte single up the middle just like that.
Again, you work the count 2-0, 2 non-competitive pitches to start off. He goes with the cover. Starling hits it right back up the middle. When you get a base hit, Tony, that finger does not hurt at all.
There's some guys that can just roll out of bed.
Starling Marte kind of gives me Nick Markakis vibes where it's on ESPN. Oh yeah, you have. That's right. You have.
Keep an eye on part two. That's exactly what Darvish is doing. 18 stolen bases. And the part two is he's diving back in with that finger on that right hand. He's got a big glove on there.
Only on that base, so when he goes back in, he'll go to the outside of the bag at second base if he decides to steal.
Is Yu Darvish the starting pitcher version of Kenley Jansen, where everybody tries to steal on him? The Mets have already done it once and might do it again.
So early.
That's right. I forgot about the cable ESPN thing. It makes sense. Yeah. Marmol totally overmanaged the bejesus out of that one. And it backfired, and it kind of gave me the warm and fuzzies given what happened in 2019. Marte with the stolen base, and Darvish just kind of spraying it a little bit right now.
This is what I was talking about earlier. When Marte will go, he will slide to the outside part of the bag, with the back finger or not. This is just what he does. Double pump by Nola, no chance with that velo.
Darvish is spraying it.
We'll see all night was Darvish himself, pretty slow to home plate.
RBI opportunity for Canna. She gets the strike call at the bottom of the zone.
Cutter got the call there. Scherzer hasn't got a couple of those called, but not that I'm complaining at all.
Canna's left the building 13 times this year, 61 runs batted in, and his on-base percentage of 367 is sixth best in the National League. Certainly contributed to the Met hit-by-pitch record this year. And in fact, he's been hit 14 times his last 36 games. Behind the plate, he came up well short.
Spiker, 2-2.
Needs to sort of get back to establishing his fastball. Sometimes he gets a little breaking ball spin happy. And then one after the other, and then when you start bouncing them, then you get into hitters' counts. You have 3-0 lead here. You can pound that strike zone. Put the onus on the Mets.
You gotta make the Mets earn it. But they do put the ball in play more. They don't have as much swing and miss.
Conversations with veterans around the league. That's one thing that they told me about you this season. He nibbles a lot, but he's consistent with every pitch in and out of the zone.
I don't know if
pitches that he goes out of the zone. It's frustrating sometimes, even with the score.
Yeah.
But he sticks to it.
I don't know that nibbling is the play with there you go. It's the play with this Mets lineup. Because they're gonna force you to get in the zone. They're pesky like that. They walk, the infield hits, that kind of thing. And Darvish may be playing with fire a little bit with that. Yeah.
There's a purpose to that pitch as well. Now you can get back to spin if you want.
I'm not asking you to get inside Darvish, you said, but it's clear that the base runners are effective. His pace is much slower. One of the things Darvish has done,
Yeah, he's
perhaps to be even more effective, is pitch with greater pace. Canna, shallow right. Soto coming. Catches it in fair territory. Fires it back
it's carrying a little bit more to in right.
Good job of reading the bat. Double it up with a fastball.
I wonder if
It's carrying more to right than it usually does.
they just said, you know what, he's not throwing a lot of fastballs. Let's hunt Cutter, maybe 0-2. With 2 strikes, the splitter he wants to go with it. We saw what happened to Alonso. Right there, Cannon just a little bit behind on the heater.
Yeah, he beat him twice in a row.
But the Mets don't necessarily have the greatest middle relief either, so this probably couldn't have started any worse for them.
Got to change the looks on Marte at second base.
Marte's going to take third in a second.
Kim is on the right side, second base, so real close to Marte. At second, not a big lead. Now takes another step. Doesn't go, and the pitch is high. So Escobar was a 340.
1-1. He's kind of nibbling with non-competitive pitches, and if I remember correctly, Darvish ate our lunch in a couple of starts against the Padres. If I'm not mistaken, I know one of them he did on Sunday Night Baseball.
It's all there.
If he can elevate a ball to right, we've seen it carry. 1-1. Chance on that pitch. 2-1 to Tomas Nido.
There are just so many non-competitive pitches for Darvish right now. Yeah, I think one of them was a 2-1 game, and Marcelo Ozuna was the only one that homered. I think that was in early April. He's kind of I don't remember Darvish being kind of Jake Odorizzi picking the zone.
They played well. They didn't play as well as the Atlanta Braves, who came like Secretariat down the stretch and caught them second to last series to move ahead. They finished tied with 101 wins, but the Braves, by virtue of winning 10 of the 19 meetings, ended up winning the wild card.
He's
2-1 to Escobar.
3-1.
Two pitches before that, Darvish looked over twice. This time, it looks like Nolan had told him just focus on the hitter. Didn't even look at Marte. Better now, though.
Well, obviously using no pitch comments, they're giving the traditional signs here for Darvish.
3-1 runner in second, 1 out, and Yu Darvish is being as slow as a snail right now, trying to find the zone.
Here it comes. There goes Marte. Throw to third. He steals another one.
Stolen base, runner at third. Easy pickings, 3-2 count to Eduardo Escobar.
That's a statement right there by Marte. It's a different look Mets team. He can't handle the run game, and the Padres this year have not been able to.
Are the Mets trying to be the Royals?
Good timing. Picked a 3-0.
With the
Darvish didn't make him stop. Well done by Marte.
with the stolen base and trying to manufacture things. There's another strikeout. High cutter. K. Runner at third. 2 outs. 30 pitches. That was a nasty cutter.
This time gets it up in the zone with the slider on Escobar. Pretty good thing to have in your back pocket.
Well, it is. The thing is that the ball was up. It looked like Escobar thought it was going to stay up, and at the last minute, it's almost like, that might come back down.
Well, Hudson, I'll try to commentate it through.
That's where Darvish was trying to throw it, but certainly
There have been a few cutters that haven't been where traditional cutters would go.
Thomas Nido.
It's up to Tomas Nido, number 9 hitter.
Trent Grisham.
0-1.
A solo blast. Jerickson Profar single, and then Josh Bell 2-run shot, and Trent Grisham on a neat ball fastball from Scherzer his fastball is leaking bad. 0-1 to Nito on a inside up fastball. Great location.
And Nito will send Myers towards the dugout.
84 slider. Popped out. Foul. 0-2.
Looking at the scouting report, put it in his back pocket.
It's the quandary for every pitcher is the quality of my pitches going to suffer if I try to quicken up my delivery and abbreviate my leg kick, or do I just say?
So yeah, I think he just did the Kenley Jansen thing. Basically, just let him go to third, and then I'll do my work that way.
Against Atlanta, the Mets were 4 for 18 with runners in scoring position. And Nito hits this one to left field. Profar says he's got it. And now the center fielder comes over and
A hanger banger, but Darvish got away with it. Fly out to Grisham, and that.
at third base.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quieter, so do our tires.
The Mets are already, I believe, 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position, and
We are so sorry.
how long will Max be in? You're probably almost going batter by batter or inning by inning with Max, but I don't know. With the Mets not having the greatest middle bullpen, I don't know how you play this, but I do know if it stays the way it is, DeGrom is pitching tomorrow. And I was surprised. I'm just surprised that Max's fastball hasn't been as electric as it usually is. I know it's not DeGrom style, but he's been not getting away with a lot of mistakes, and the Padres don't really hit a lot of homers, but I would say Max 4 to 5 the way this is going. But I mean,
players and fans over the past 50 years to make a difference in their communities. Roberto Clemente changed baseball forever, ensuring his brief moment remains eternal.
And the performance of the day was obviously Luis Castillo is definitely worth every prospect they gave up, and it was a haul for sure. And obviously, it's more worth it now that he signed a 5-year, $100 million contract. But he absolutely silenced the Blue Jays today. 7 1/3, 6 innings, shutout, 1 hit by pitch, 6 strikeouts. Really, really dominant.
And they took a gut punch, and they were kind of reeling for a while, and they have settled it back in here towards the latter part of the regular.
He's got 35 pitches, so
3-0 lead as we start the third. Back to the top of the order. Scherzer was giving up
35 pitches, so if he stays, he probably could get through 6 if he settles in, but
more excitement around the trade deadline than the Padres. So much excitement that they sold a bunch of season tickets for next year based on the trade deadline.
whew, another fastball cranked foul.
The day before, you ultimately felt like you were trading for the best closer in baseball. So A.J. Preller and the owner, Seidler, all in on trying to do this. And you look forward to seeing Blake Snell, Joe Musgrove, who they gave $100 million to.
I don't think this game ends 3-0.
Let's not forget also they got Brandon Drury from the Cincinnati Reds to match up against lefties.
Mets again shift against Profar, and he rolls one over. Moore's going to have to quickly get it to first by a half a step.
That took a more of a wicked spin, but a ground out to get it started.
As we watch everything, even warming up in the bullpen before, is he frustrated? What's going on? Is that normal? Hard to read, but is he feeling something? And then
of course, they're gonna blame his oblique for the 2 homers that he's given up.
Body language from Max Scherzer. Is his full repertoire available to him? And as I said, I talked to Ron Darling. It's a fantastic job. That's why along with Keith Hernandez.
He's been able to land that breaking ball, but
has kind of shied away from his cut fastball, which is a big weapon for him, especially into lefties. We haven't seen a lot tonight either.
That's right. I'm getting the call to bottom
1-1 to Soto.
on Soto. Count even 1 ball, 1 strike. A lot of expectations on Juan Soto when he was dealt. Some believe that may have affected his ability to be so productive because when he's right, he is as productive as there is. Scherzer
I think ESPN planned that they would put that 93-0 Cardinals in the postseason with the two or more run lead, which that was kind of funny.
The Soto shuffle a little more pronounced in the postseason on the East Coast than it's been the last few weeks.
2-2 to Soto.
The 342 or the 236 that he hit for the Padres.
On the ground, slow roller. He's flying, but he's not going to be able to beat out the play as McNeil comes up throwing again.
Yeah, and I mean, it did not hurt my feelings that that the Cardinals had a gross inning in the playoffs. I thought Soto was faster, grounded out there.
Yeah, plan B for Scherzer tonight is a changeup for lefties. A couple of good ones this inning.
Rollovers and here's Manny.
He has. I think
1-year-old.
I think it's a case of just plugging a superstar in somewhere doesn't necessarily equal success, and like making a super team in baseball, whereas in basketball that can work, but in baseball it doesn't really equal wins and equal chemistry. And I think that's where Soto, the pressure, all the stuff that the Padres gave up, and of course he's human, but obviously he's still one of the most feared hitters in baseball. But
Somebody leads by example now. The way he plays, how vocal he is now.
Scherzer's up to 47 pitches, so
In this game, because these managers have been around so long,
I don't know.
these teams have changed so dramatically.
I mean, Darvish has given up a lot of contact and a lot of traffic, so I'm assuming. I think he's gonna abandon the cutter, and go to the changeup. But honestly, his fastball leaking a couple times, and the Padres might want to start swinging early in the count with the give me over breaking balls, maybe. So
His thing about all that ancient Roman coinage, seizing the moment.
and this is where I think it's funny to me that the Mets have lived and died by contact, and they haven't made contact in the biggest spots. First and third, Pete Alonso, strikeout, and then a fly out, and then runner at third, 1 out. And that's where strikeout stuff in the postseason can get a team in trouble if you're not executing and doing the little things. And I know it's early, obviously, but power kind of wins the day, seemingly, and that is what's happened so far. And I know the oblique is probably an issue for Max, but I just don't like the fact, and I know it's probably a big issue, but I don't like the fact that they're not giving the hitters credit, because you still have to hit quality pitches, and they haven't been quality from Max, but hitters are taking advantage. And if his oblique was that bad, he shouldn't be pitching. Just an opinion.
He wasn't trying to get it, kind of leaked on him with Bell, but turn some counts around. He'll find his step. We got a lot of confidence in.
I know, I can't stand it. I wish people would find excuses for like when Max struggles or.
Did Buck answer the first question with his answer to the second question when he started with couple of borderline pitches? Was that referring to the?
Where? Oh yeah, he was with the Dodgers last postseason. Oh, the dead arm thing. That's right. 1-0 to Brandon Nimmo, I believe. Yeah, it's the top of the order for Darvish.
Not only is getting a hit important for you, Darvish, but keeping the runner off base has obviously been something that he's got a lot in on with those stolen bases already tonight. 3 of them. Nimmo sky high on the infield.
Nimmo
Son Kim
pop out.
Nimmo retired.
One out. 3-0. 3-0 lead for the Padres. 36 pitches for Darvish.
What's made you, Darvish, different this year? You talk to the people in the Padres organization, they'll tell you scouting reports, pregame.
Yeah, I mean, I actually, if you have to have excuses for pitching bad, I'm good with it. Because that means we're forcing people to make up things, and I know they were real, but it's just nice to. And
First pitch strikes, all-time career high. Drop rate, all-time career low. Maybe his strikeout rates come down a bit, but he's still a strikeout pitcher. That's a good combination.
It looks like you, Darvish, tonight is Kenley Jansen when runners get on, where he can hold them, but if runners don't get on, he's good. First pitch out for Lindor there. God, how did Pete Alonso just.
He gets to the first 2 innings, he really starts to settle in, and that's when you see that hesitation of that late game. He's doing that double late game.
Also, Darvish is one of those that if you don't get to him in the first couple of innings, you might not get to him, and he might be hitting that stride right about now. To McNeil fly out. It's about 5 pitches, 3 outs for Darvish. Phew. And a line out by Jeff McNeil. I tell you what, I watched some of the Guardians and Tampa Bay Rays. I don't know how you let Jose Ramirez, of all people, beat you. I know Shane McClanahan was pitching lights out like Shane Bieber, but there's that he's the circle guy that you cannot let that happen. You just can't, and he got a cutter and parked it. And Shane Bieber was amazing.
Start designing for free at canva.com.
Who do I want the Braves to play? I think I think either bring their own challenges. I think it's a little more scary that there is no secrets between the Braves and Phillies since we played so much. I think anything can happen there. I think it's wacky when we play the Cardinals. Weird crap always happens, so that's weird. But you also look at the Cardinals and say, especially if you look at them today, I don't know that with playing like 40% of your schedule of Pirates, Reds, so, but they're still scary as well with, they're still scary as well with, Arenado, Goldschmidt, and things of that nature. But today, the ball just got rolling in the wrong direction. Mostly because I think Ollie Marmol, overmanaged that. Do I think Ozzy plays in the DS? I don't know. He's unlikely because I don't think he has. I don't think he has started hitting or anything yet, and his injury came a lot later than Starling Marte's did. I would love it because even though Arcia is better defensively at second than Von Grisham is, Ozzy is amazing, and that you saw today with Nolan Gorman. But I don't even know if I answered your question, Logan. I would honestly just like them to play 18 innings the next two games, and whoever wins, let's do it. I like our chances against either at home, of course. So we'll see how it plays out. But I would love for Ozzy to play, but it's just very, very unlikely, to be honest, I think. 1-2 count to Josh Bell.
Bell did it during the regular season and now today in the first at bat. One pitch. Almost the same pitch as a 3-0. This time he was ready for it. Saw the difference now in the last swing he just had against that cutter. Might go right back to it.
Down, change up 2-2 to Josh Bell. But it's funny. 1-0 count versus 0-1 count has been like the reason here. Josh Bell fly out. Basically the same thing, but he just got under that one a little bit more. 1 out, 55 pitches for Scherzer.
Shane Bieber and Jose Ramirez's home run, they got it done for the Guardians. That's noon Eastern, ESPN2. Mariners roll into Toronto at 4 Eastern, and they won that game. Followed by the Padres and Mets. Games on ESPN report this as well. Phillies and Cardinals go at 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central, ESPN2. Alex Cora, the manager of the Red Sox, and far more significant tonight is the brother of Joey Cora, who's the third base coach of the Mets. By the way, all 4 of those games.
If Strider is healthy, honestly, I think he's only going to be a bridge guy, 2 innings, because he hasn't pitched in so long. And Peter Moylan explained that it's just you can't. Cronenworth popped out to Escobar 2 outs quickly. That you just can't go 6 right away. So I think he might be a bridge 2 inning. If that's the case, I think it will be Fried, Wright, and Strider. Fried, Wright, Morton, and Strider in matchups if you feel comfortable, honestly. And I think we could honestly say that Strider could be stretched out to 5 or 6 if we get to the NLCS. So, but yeah, I think it's Freed, Wright, then Morton, and then that's basically where you go. 0-2. But I think that's probably standard so far as things stand right now. If he was completely healthy, I think you would go Freed, Strider, Wright. But it depends on the matchups and how good Strider feels, obviously, and every other factor that plays into every playoff series that there is. 7 in a row for Scherzer. The pitching has kind of settled in. 63 pitches, however, for Scherzer, and about 39 for Darvish so far.
As electric vehicle performance becomes more powerful, so do our tires.
So, and obviously, Alek Manoah could not back up his words that playoff pressure is only for your tires, as he quickly gave up a 2-run homer to Cal Raleigh and a single in the first inning. And if you get behind the Mariners by more than 1 or 2 runs, it's a big time hill to climb, kind of really like the Braves, really similar to the Braves. So, and I'm one of never create bulletin board material until you do it, or until you have a track record to back it up. I mean, it was only on a 1-year contract this year for Duvall. I don't know. It depends. Room, yes. Does he fit into the plans? I don't know. Because I'm not worried necessarily about our payroll at all. It continues to go up, and it will. But it just depends on the Dansby Swanson. Do you re-sign him? If you do, and which I hope we do, then you shift Von Grisham to left, maybe, and try to get rid of at least some of Marcell Ozuna's contract and get something back for him. So the roster itself, plus with Eddie under contract for next year as well. So I think that's Duvall. Obviously, I love him and I love what he means to us and what he's done for us. But in his age, I don't know if it's $5 million or something, maybe. I don't know. But that's just my take on that. The Mariners and the Guardians scare me the most, as you said, dark horses. And Mets are swinging early now, and Darvish is taking advantage. And now he's got that breaking ball working too.
Keep him in the ballpark. That's what you want, another 0-2 count for you.
Yeah, he is.
5th 0-2 count for Darvish.
And only at 40 pitches. Ooh.
Not missed by much. It cut right across in front of the plate.
Guys, I talked with friends of Darvish in baseball in the last few days.
No, I mean,
Padres, he's really responded well to his coach.
the Astros, especially with Verlander. Yeah, unless you kind of steal one from Verlander, maybe a 2-1 victory or something, and kind of get that series running, I don't see it either. There's not strikeouts. 94 fastball by Pete Alonso. 2 big strikeouts by the Polar Bear tonight for the Mets. 42 pitches.
So this staff went to him and said, "You be you."
Yes. Just like Bob Melvin with his interview with Buster kind of said that. Start to start, his repertoire can change.
Darvish is getting a leg kick and feeling himself right now.
This guy does his own homework. He looks at video, he studies it very, very precise in everything he wants to do. And for all of those that follow him on social media, he
for sure.
things very well.
I don't know what maybe the Mets need to invest in some sticky stuff to keep. Yeah, it really is a big time relief. It's kind of a breather for our players, our coaches, and our fans, given how we basically played playoff baseball for the last month. Another quick out. 44 pitches, 2 outs, and I think the last inning was just 5 pitches. So
anywhere from upper 70s to upper 80s. Almost like he invents a pitch on the fly.
That's why I think too that even though you feel confident in your team and what they've done and all this stuff, anything can happen in the playoffs. And that's just the reality. It's funny though. I mean, the Mets have Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, Starling Marte, all the names, but and usually you have a couple of circle guys, and I guess Pete Alonso and Lindor would be that. But honestly, when the Braves play the Mets, it's always Jeff McNeil.
MLB.com recently in which it was described how Darvish will see a particular pitch from another pitcher with another team, and he'll say, "Yeah, I want to throw that curveball," and he'll examine it.
But it's funny too because Darvish has like 9 different pitches, and I don't know how you necessarily find one to eliminate.
And others would suggest that's good during the game. I'm just going to introduce a new pitch, which speaks to the trust he has in himself.
Absolutely. Well put, Carl. It sounds like another pitcher we saw this year change on the fly.
Yeah, that's it. That's the thing about what the Braves have done and how we've done it, and I respect the Padres for trying to do the big moves, do the knee-jerk moves, but sometimes the chemistry and the culture, it flips. And even though the Padres and the Mets are good teams, you're right. It's you can only kind of buy teams in basketball because baseball is just not. It doesn't matter because one guy can't necessarily take over. Oh, okay. I didn't read the column at all, but that I can see that. But I guess it kind of plays to both Padres and the Mets. But the way the Braves have done it, with Dana Brown, with the entire staff, I guess Travis always says this. Travis Darno always pulling on the same rope. People that want to be here, the culture. Yes, I know Marcelo Ozuna and his checkered stuff. But sometimes you just can't. You're not gonna get everyone right, and you can't do anything about people and how they do things. But Soto, he is definitely probably pressing, but again, that's another thing where you can't just put mega stars together and act like it's gonna work automatically. Yes, the Dodgers have made it work, but they've also had a kind of foundational pieces in place. But for Soto, I think it's a mismatch of things. Probably thinking that he would stay with the Nationals and then the contract stuff, and then realizing that you're not, and then you're going to the Padres, who they expect you to explode because that's what you've done with the Nationals. And I don't know. The human element is probably it's probably more than we want to think of, but that's the reality. And yeah, I think Acuna has a really big postseason too, or at least I'm hoping he does, because he kind of deserves it with everything he's been through, and even last year putting us on his back before he got hurt, and then what we were able to do without him, and then this year, not necessarily his best self, ball one to Ha-Seong Kim. But yeah, I think Acuna, 90% Acuna, or 80% even, is better than 50 to 100 100% players. And he still stings the ball, and it's still loud coming off his bat. It still walks. And so I'm really hoping that he terrorizes opposing lineups and gets us off to great starts.
If we lose this in Atlanta, we got swept by the Cubs. We had plenty of other games where we could have closed the deal.
2-2.
We won this division. And, to me, that just says a lot about Pete Alonso.
67 pitches for Scherzer. Oh, that was a good piece of hitting. Reaching out and poking that slider, kind of like Gene Segura did today. That was a nice piece of hitting. But yeah, I think I said this the other day, but my hitting X factor is probably going to be, and I think I stole this from my friend Hudson, but my X factor is probably going to be whoever plays in left field, and my pitching X factor is going to be Raisel Iglesias. Just because you might see him in multiple innings, you'll definitely see him back-to-back days for sure. But he pitched a ton with the Cincinnati Reds in big spots, so he's used to it. Yeah, I mean, I would think it's a little bit more unlikely. I would say DeGrom is the most likely, but with the Morton contract, it does tell me that our payroll is going to continue going up, and I wouldn't put anything past Alex Anthopoulos at all.
stays up.
I like the Charlie Morton contract. I know the home run ball and the hit by pitches are a little up and definitely not what he wants. But Charlie still has the stuff, still striking out 200 plus, and having a full off season with no lockout and to be able to and hopefully no catastrophic injury. Knock on wood, as I say that, but I wouldn't put anything past Alex Anthopoulos. I would think DeGrom is more likely than Verlander because I just think Verlander is Houston. And Verlander is not human. But that is pop out. But it's probably more unlikely now with Morton's contract. But again, our payroll continues to go up. So again, it'll be exciting to watch, but I don't think it'll be as active of an off season. But again, Alex Anthopoulos is a mastermind, so who knows? But I think the main things are shortstop, what you do there. Hopefully it's Danny Swanson. Maybe another relief piece, depending.
Marte going into the corner. He won't get it. That ball is fair. Coming hard as Kim steps on third, and that is going to be a ground rule double, which is a huge break for the
ground rule double. Second and third, one out by Austin Nola.
Austin Nola supporting his team, perhaps.
Currently, probably. Probably. That's my guess. And I would be more comfortable if Contreras at DH if Trump was healthy. And I don't know if he is or he isn't, but whew. 3-run homer, Jurickson Profar down that right field line, 6-0 Padres. Wow. But yeah, I would be more comfortable with that. DH, obviously William is our best DH option. Contreras is our best DH option, but again, without a third catcher option just in case, I don't know if we would do that more or not. And as much as Ozuna is a sore spot for us, no, I didn't either. But what was that pitch? Was it a cutter again?
Jurickson Profar picks up Hassan Kim and Austin Nola on his run around the base.
I can't.
The crowd here at Citi Field is stunned.
And now you have to pitch DeGrom too. In the bottom of the Padre order. And yes, Logan, they did wear the red color. Maybe yeah, so completely level-headed. They're probably still asking for there to be NL East champions. Maybe there is something to Scherzer's oblique or something. I don't know. But what was that pitch that Profar hit? A cutter or a fastball?
He's not right.
No, he's a gamer. He's pitching through. We know he's had an oblique issue. We know he's battled through it.
And of course, they bring up the oblique.
It shows up on that graph right there in terms of.
Also, I mean, they got swept by the Cubs at home. Yes, the Cubs were playing better, and I think they ended the season on like a 12-15 stretch or something, but it was still the Cubs, and you're still a much better team and a much better pitching, and you got swept at home by the Cubs. So that's, and you lost to the Pirates at one point, at one game obviously, but obviously every game mattered. But that's even more demoralizing there, is because when that kind of bottom of the order, our bottom of the order, the Braves have done that all season long. But ooh, Shadow, wow, and that was on a meatball fastball. His fastball has leaked so much oil tonight. 7-0. They're getting tomorrow. They're gonna say that Max Scherzer needs needs oblique surgery or something. Probably. But attacking the first pitch against elite guys like Scherzer, DeGrom, things of that nature, that's kind of what you have to do. What's up, Austin? Welcome, and thanks to all the newbies coming and hanging out. I do this a lot during the season, but I just don't do it during the Braves playoffs because no one wants to see that. Me and my nerve can't handle it, but it really helps the watch hours and all that stuff, which I'm still striding towards. So thank you guys. Yeah, I think they're more booing the team, and obviously Scherzer giving up 4 homers doesn't help. But this gives the San Diego Padres a lot of confidence. Yes, the Mets fans are awful. This gives San Diego Padres a lot of confidence against against DeGrom, I think, because again, I think aces and guys like this. Aces and guys like this that you know are going to be around the plate and you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit in and at bat, that they're a little bit easier to face. I know you could strike out a million times. No, I don't feel bad for them at all. You had a 10.5 game lead and you didn't hold it. So no, I'm totally fine. But it's you might get dominated with strikeouts from a guy like Scherzer or DeGrom. But you're always gonna have one pitch per at bat or even 2 that you can do something with. And Scherzer's fastball command was absolutely awful tonight. So this could not have gone any worse for the Mets, which as a Braves fan gives me the warm and fuzzies. But now I think it's DeGrom and then Edwin Diaz are probably the only 2 you might go to tomorrow, if this score stays. Which I think it will, because Darvish is in the proverbial rocking chair right now.
Hard to see it coming.
It is, and it's aberration. The Padres have hit 3
Yeah.
homers in their last 4 postseason games combined. 3 in their last 4 games.
And this is where
In the career of
the contact versus power argument is so dumb, considering the arms that you get in the postseason. Honestly, because it's hard to string 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits together, and it's just. And complaining that power is worse is the dumbest argument I heard from the Mets and all their fans this year. So,
but for the internet, you can let me in now, and it can handle up to 200 devices. 200.
Yeah.
Basically, Spectrum built you a better internet. These guys are very, very good. I mean, it is a team effort. That's what is that? Spectrum.
My hope is that the Phillies Cardinals series goes 3, and tomorrow's goes at least 12, and the game 3 goes at least 15. But other than that, I have no preference. Just hope that we take care of business, and the night shift is still popping and grooving, and we just have good. I know we're gonna strike out, but I just want when we do, just competitive, foul off a lot of pitches before we do, so we can get into people's bullpens faster.
That's a breakfast crunch wrap.
Yeah, Trevor May. That might be a nice piece. He struggled mightily this year, I think, based on his numbers. I think he's been better lately, for sure. But he's a reviver piece type guy that I could see for sure. Because I don't know if Jansen would be back. I doubt it. If he retires or whatnot, I don't know. But you got in a left because I would think Raisel Iglesias takes the closer role, but you want a right-handed piece, and Luke Jackson's still recovering from Tommy John, and I don't know if he would. He's not going to be ready, and I don't even know if we have him under contract, to be honest. Now you, Darvish, can just stay in that proverbial rocking chair and just rack up the outs. I don't know if he is. I can look it up. Let's see. And he would still probably not be ready until June, but it depends on Kirby Yates as well. But I do like the Trevor May idea.
You get the traditional sign from the catcher, and you just kind of swipe with your glove a couple of times. You're going to change the sign.
Fly ball. And another quick out by Darvish. Okay, the first one was on a fastball. The next one was on a fastball, the homers. And I don't know what that was. I would guess a fastball.
That right there sounds like slug.
For a team that doesn't suck very much, you're absolutely right.
Let's see. I'm still looking for Luke Jackson's contract.
Powered by Google Cloud. Would you have guessed that Josh Bell's was the ball off the bat that was the least velocity? Would you have guessed that?
Not at all.
No, Luke Jackson is a free agent.
110.5 looked more like 115.8. That got out of here in a hurry.
Luke Jackson is a free agent, so again, I think we might have to replace a couple of sides from the right side, and that's a interesting piece to think about in in Trevor May.
This time of year, people are always
For sure.
wondering, what happens to their local broadcasters. They are the cheerleaders in a sense, objective, but rooting for their home team. You get into the national broadcasters, and it's not the same because this isn't who you cover. I don't think you don't know these guys. We know them really well.
Oh, please. The home team broadcasters, they are definitely going for the team that they cover. So don't try to make it.
And of course, Gary King and Ron are some of the best. Hey, Howie Rose too. Don't forget about the radio guys, right?
Absolutely right.
Howie Wynn. Howie Rose in his own right.
And a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Escobar. That ball's hit hard to center.
Ooh, Escobar might have got one.
Still going back. He leaps.
He did. Escobar got one. Solo shot.
Escobar puts the Mets on the scoreboard and gives the folks here something to cheer about. That's it.
I mean, obviously, we want the Mets to lose here. But do you think San Diego really has a chance against the Dodgers? I know I don't really like the Dodgers. Yeah. I don't really like the Dodgers starting staff. Eduardo Escobar, yeah, he's been the only scary. Nah, I don't see it either, but obviously we want the Mets to continue to lose to make it a moot point. Well, not a moot point, just a funny point, because the Mets fans still crying about the 101 wins tying blah 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 thing.
Numbers we put up there. I think we just got a couple of them to that. Let them in.
Nito, so many, drops another one up, and Soto.
How is it carrying so much to right, but they're popping it up so much too? It's odd.
Producer Randy Jacobson suggested that all precincts had reported Marvin a dangling Chad up there.
Yeah, Josh Bell, that monster he hit in the left field, that wasn't 95. That was Profars. It was 95-42 down on.
It takes a picture to know, right?
Yeah. The one Escobar just hit was 99.5 miles an hour with his bat, so 402 feet. Ball definitely carrying here at Citi Field tonight.
I think they already are in shambles, but they would.
Much cooler tomorrow.
Yeah. Nimmo, that's a fair ball.
Especially Frank the Tank.
Heads down into the corner. Nimmo steps to second, and he looks, and now he's going to third. Soto, long throw. Not in time.
But what are the Mets, like 1-0 for 6 with runners in scoring position already or something? So triple there by
It's in safely with 2 outs, down 6 to third base.
you better make it if you better make that if you I think you might have been better off staying at second there with Yu Darvish's Kenley Jansen ability to hold runners. But
Like a triple to get the crowd back in the game a little bit.
this might be a little most action game we've seen except the Phillies Cardinals in the ninth. Lindor trying to get hit by that pitch.
Really struggled against the breaking pitch from the left side. He got his showing the fastball in.
61 pitches, 1-0 from Darvish there. Yeah, watching the Cardinals blow it was kind of pretty funny. Well, I mean, if you're a Met, if you're the Mets, if you can get into the bullpen, at least you might have to use other pieces, which could benefit them for tomorrow.
Well, you set your eyes up, especially against you, Darvish, because he throws so many breaking pitches. You tend to chase those, and exactly that looked really good, 85 miles per hour in the upper third quadrant.
Yeah. Pujols and Molina retiring. That was a nasty slider there. Whew.
Just notice the variance in speed. The previous slider cutter was 86, 87 up and away. That one 81 down and in. Similar spin, similar shape. Speed gets Lindor there and the location.
1-2. Darvish can limit the damage here. That would be a big time win with the Mets already in the middle part of their bullpen. Another pop up
Should be an easy one.
to Machado, and it is
Strand another one at third. The Mets are 1 for 7 with runners who score.
1 for 7.
Eduardo Escobar kisses one goodbye.
But
7-1.
Eduardo Escobar has probably been their scariest hitter in September.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quieter, so do our tires. Ion. Electrified Hanwoo tire.
My A1C is it needed to be here.
Ruby's A1C is down with Rubelsis.
But
A1C wasn't at goal.
that was
Down
pretty.
with Rubelsis. Mom's A1C.
I didn't think this was gonna be the highest scoring game of the day. Well, I guess the Phillies Cardinals, but that wasn't high scoring until the last 2 innings. But
Don't take Rubelsis if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or had multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or are allergic to it. Stop Rubelsis and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or
no, yeah, I don't know if I'm ready for that. Somebody called having the bases loaded, 2 outs, us up 2, and Kenley Jansen striking out Freddie. I don't know if I'm ready for that, but the playoffs can bring anything and everything, and and all the emotions and all the wanting to puke. Although I think I was more nervous in the 2-1 clinching game against the Marlins than I was in some points of the postseason last year. It was just, you kept looking at the score, the amount of chances that we had that we couldn't cash in. You're like, is this game really going to stay 2-1? And then the pop-up by Fortes off Minter, that thing was in the air forever. But you know the baseball gods are somehow gonna make it Freddie Freeman, Kenley Jansen on the mound in a big spot, just because. I don't think anybody's ready for that kind of thing, but it's gonna happen. Or Will Smith versus the Braves in a big spot.
Back to that last half. How crazy would it have been with only Machado playing shortstop and a runner at third and Lindor up to bunt down the third baseline, just get it to the left side. You get a run in, and you could start. Down Darvish with the stolen bases. Is that anti-2022 analytics because he hit a home run?
Looks like he was trying to hit a home run with the first swing, right? Lindor's been trying to launch a lot and hitting 1 home runs as of late, especially in the second half.
And McNeil coming up after that contact guy.
I don't know. Or Jake Odorizzi is gonna play a big role in the postseason, and yeah, or something random is gonna happen, like last year, Eddie Rosario becoming Babe Ruth and Tyler Matzik going from an electrician to legend from the Yips. It's probably gonna be like a Robbie Grossman thing or something. I don't know.
It's not a bad thought, Carl. You know,
Unpredictable things
obviously it's a little bit
always happen.
on error, I guess. But you know, if you're trying to play to win the game, it's a reasonable.
Yeah, Jackson Stevens.
Try to keep the line moving.
Yeah, well, he pretty much pitched the biggest inning of our season. What, that 8-7 extra inning game that I keep bringing up? He pretty much kept our chances afloat. So yeah, there you go. Mexican League to postseason glory. That sounds about right. Or a Bryce Elder something. It's only the 6th inning. Wow. Okay.
His tenured San Diego Padre, Will Myers, just loved this ride for this team. He's been used different ways. He's played a bunch of different positions. In fact, he's pitched a little bit this year.
Would you consider?
Just feels like this game got away so quickly from the Mets. Top of the 5th inning with the 4 spot.
Chavez, McHugh, Dylan Lee. I think those are our guys, and I think Matic still makes the roster, but he definitely isn't in my circle of trust. I don't know how we'll play it this year, but I would think Dylan Lee, Chavez, McHugh, Stevens, depending on the matchup, but Dylan Lee, Chavez, and McHugh are my 3 in the bridge area of our bullpen.
I think that's the one that Matt stopped trusting his fastball. 94-mile-per-hour pitch. Christian was able to turn on it.
Swing and miss for Will Myers.
Are we at the point where we think Will Myers has had a solid MLB career or an underwhelming?
You face a team that's good. Does it condition you and train you for a Scherzer, DeGrom thing?
It's an interesting thought. It really is.
Underwhelming, yeah.
Dragging up the freeway, right? That's what the Padres owner called the Dodgers. Trying to slay that dragon.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I mean, he's yeah.
But this is the offense also when they acquired Bell that they thought they were going to get power.
Yeah. Where is Brandon Drury? Is he hurt or still or no?
Bob Melvin told us a new beginning. Most likely, what he told the team, they take it to heart.
Yeah. Will Myers was supposed to be what Acuna is. I think Acuna always, but it just hasn't necessarily worked.
And the other great cities that are in this postseason as far as their enthusiasm.
I forgot about Manny Pena. Do we keep Manny Pena or shop him? That's an interesting.
You don't get a home game until you get to the next round.
That's an interesting thought. No.
You need to take my bat. He was sort of thinking, do I go to first with it? Or give it to somebody else? To walk to Hassan Kim.
It happens a lot to him.
A walk, 2-out walk, base runner is a rally. He's been pretty solid for he's been very, very solid for the Padres with all that turmoil with
It is amazing how the celebration part really does become cultural. Different cultures experience baseball differently.
He was on a 2-year deal. That's why I asked if we did something.
There was conversation prior to Tatis getting the performance-enhancing drug suspension, but what do you do with him?
Yeah, 2 years, 8. So
telling us during the season while we were doing Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah, that you can never have enough good depth and good. So I'm sure we'll figure it out there. But that
It goes. Oh, throw down. Tag made. Hassan Kim running in a 6-run game. Thrown out by Tomas Nido.
oh stop. We've seen enough comebacks this year that you can't even yell at that. That was a great throw by Nito.
Lindor got it down before the hand hit the bag. There'll be no review.
That's true. We don't need 6 catchers, but true. I mean, I think honestly, I think Stephen Vogt is one of the most random, out of the blue, much needed guys that we acquire, not only for positions, not only on the field but off the field, and just so how randomly amazing that was. Kind of all of our acquisitions were misfit toys last year, and it all worked in the puzzle. And I think Grossman, yeah, the curtain call dinger, that couldn't have happened to a better person, and a better guy, and let's just not forget that he had 2 homers against the Nats in a big series last year too, and some big hits when we needed it. And honestly, if he didn't get hurt in the Nats series, I think I think he would have gotten a starter or 2 in the playoffs, to be honest with you. Maybe, especially with Travis's thumb the way it was. I don't know that for a fact, but I think Stephen Vogt would have had he not gotten hurt. And that underratedly came out of nowhere too. Kind of just Alex Anthopoulos has a knack for doing that. He definitely earned that ring with the with playing with doing what he did for the clubhouse for the clubhouse especially.
Padres and Med City Field, those 3 games are on ESPN. Deportes as well. And the Phillies Cardinals, 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central on ESPN. All 4 games are available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere.
Me trying to figure out how I'm going to watch all the baseball and keep up with all the football tomorrow. That's going to be a fun task.
You're in the bottom of the 6th, down by 6. And McNeil was that.
Jeff McNeil is most annoying, pesky, good hitter in baseball right now.
Pitching early on. I mean, with Shane Bieber and Clanahan, they put on a show. Yeah. One mistake by each guy, one out of runner on base. But that was complete dominance. You could say the same about Luis Castillo.
Well, that position the Mariners made at the deadline, getting Luis Castillo, dynamite today. They jumped over Alec Manoah.
And I know that Luis Castillo, they gave up a ton for him, but getting him at a 5-year, $100 million contract makes that trade even more worth it. And what he did today was insane.
I had a similar experience myself in my first start in postseason. Started bouncing balls and just couldn't get them out of the dirt.
I wonder how much that injury that he had sustained to his finger really interfered with his ability to throw strikes.
1 inning, 4 earned runs, 35 pitches, 15 of them were strikes. Got a 2-1 count here. Darvish to McNeil. 3:26.
I don't know if popped it up again.
Should have a play in foul territory.
I don't know if
What's that like? Is that a mental thing, a physical thing, when you just hit the ball in the dirt?
It's you keep telling yourself all your cues to slow yourself.
What do I want? The Cardinals or the Phillies? I think it's a little scary. I said this earlier, but I think it's a little scary that there are literally no secrets with the Phillies. Since we played so much, but wacky stuff happens against the Cardinals. We all know it. So whatever happens, I just hope they play 12 to 15 innings the next two games. To be honest, but it was cringeworthy watching Marmol manage that game today and just over managing the crap out of it, and it just.
He does not mess around when it comes to just jumping for the jugular in the postseason. Lassay came in, he was really good. The game took 2 hours and 17 minutes. They pitch quick, but if there's a pitch clock, is that a 1 hour and 58 minute game? That makes you wonder, right?
Yeah, so I just. And the decisions by Goldschmidt and Arenado in the ninth as well.
Boy, can he spin a slider.
Well, there's always some payback for every team. But sure.
It's nice to see the art of pitching.
Pete Alonso, dunker single there. 1 out.
A little bit more close stance than usual. Last few months, it's jammed on this, but it's so strong, it gets it out there.
Yeah, I think Mike Schilt's kind of a turd to me, but I don't think he should have been fired. And I think Marmol, I don't even know why he pulled Quintana with 75 pitches. I know it's the third time through the order thing, but the eye test matters a little bit more to me in the playoffs.
Consecutive hits.
Ooh, Soto almost misplayed that on the line. Yeah, we need a lot of payback with the Cardinals.
Need to focus on the game? Just tell Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb.
We need a ton of payback with the Cardinals.
So of course Siri homered today, which led to the entire "Hey Siri, who hit the first homer in the postseason?"
Yeah, I never like the 5-out save thing. I just never have. I don't know why. And sometimes it works with a guy like Mariano Rivera or a guy that's super, super dominant. I get it, but it just.
So far, just looking at the reaction, starting Marte with his
That's the part that annoyed me. Having someone, not anyone up.
And that was the issue that the Nets were telling everybody he can't grip the ball, let alone a bat.
I just didn't like not having anybody.
Maybe that's the big reason why they put him in the 6th hole. If it wasn't going to feel well, then
not having anybody up, that was the most annoying part because you not annoying as a Braves fan and not in despising the Cardinals, but just annoying that you let a guy who clearly didn't have it kind of hang out there to dry. That's all. Fly out. So that was my only issue with that. I mean, you can Monday morning quarterback the rest of it, but the just not having anybody up and let it kind of implode, like kind of Kenley Jansen in St. Louis with that 1-run lead. Yes, it was a 2-run lead for the Cardinals today, but it just.
New Quick Corrector Lotion, only from Gold Bond.
Champion your skin.
I'm pretty sure he will be. We as a fan base get annoyed with Snit's moves, but you can't question anything he did really in the playoffs last year. So, and Snit is kind of more the Hawkeye guy in the postseason, so that's really good. That I think he will be on the lookout more. But knock on wood, Kinley has been phenomenal the last 11 appearances. So hopefully he can carry that momentum and just see what happens. Hopefully we can get at least 6 out of our starters. That way they can be the bridge. They can be their own bridge. And we'll see how it goes. Obviously, who knows on offense and whatnot. But I do not want to see Michael Harris in the third hole. I just don't. I think he's more comfortable 6, 7, 8, 9. So, yeah, I mean, and obviously you can Monday morning quarterback every move that anyone makes. Because it's all magnified. But I've always been a proponent of once you hand the ball off or once you make a move as excuse me, as a pinch hitter or whatnot, it's out of the manager's hands, and you either really good play there, and you're either a genius or you're not that smart. So, and there's no really in between in the playoffs. So. Did Jose Alvarado ask St. Louis to fix the mound today? I didn't see it. That. I did not see that. It would have been, if that's the case, that's hilarious. That was a good play by Starling there, especially with the wrist.
It's a big right field here. Yeah, that's been a common theme this year across the big leagues. Stay away from doubles and triples, as opposed to singles and ball in front of you. Kind of a reversal of what we saw when we played. You remember Andrew Jones playing so shallow with the Braves.
I would love to see Andrew have a bat boy deliver a positioning card to him in the outfield. Always played very shallow.
Well, the Braves pitchers, Greg Maddox and Tom Glavine, wanted him shallow to take away those singles.
Now, his ability to run balls down the gap and get balls over his head, wouldn't you say, you won't want to move in? I trust you're going to go back and get it. They didn't give up any homers.
The Mets middle guys have done a nice job tonight. Because I guess you can obviously empty the tank, see if you can get closer, because you don't think DeGrom's going to give you less than 6. And being with your back against the wall.
It's hard to watch all these faces. Kids, they're just bummed out.
Well, duh. If you're losing, you're going to be bummed out.
Nets are back in the postseason. Can't wipe a smile off that.
Yes.
Question's going to be, obviously, without knowing the outcome, is how much damage did that Braves series do to this team?
I hope it did a lot of damage.
Obviously, the Braves won the game they needed to
See, Austin, thanks for hanging out, and the Braves do never lose and champions forever.
Damages the extra week rest they could have gotten for Max Scherzer and Jacob DeGrom and lined up their pitching. I think it showed up tonight. Clearly, Max Scherzer is trying to pitch through something here. I admire him. He's a gamer. He's always been that way.
Yeah, but you keep saying you admire Max for probably pitching through something. What do you? I mean, you gotta save players from themselves at some point. It feels like.
Run off of there. I mean, a 10.5 game lead in June. You hear this conversation. Did they blow it, or did the Braves just beat them?
The Braves.
Percentages, of course, by both were very high. The Mets ended up with like a 95 win percentage over the amount of games that the Braves ended up 100 plus win percentage. This is inside.
The 2-out walk is a rally again.
Has played a big part in all of this. For that reason alone, the first round bye that you get the Braves now.
Do you think the players are watching this, or they're just not even thinking about it?
You're a San Diego Padres fan. You're realizing the player that makes everything tick here. Right now, it's been Jurickson Profar. He's been outstanding for the last month and a half of the season, getting on base at a high clip. Tonight, already on base 3 times at a single or home run. A big home run, 3-1.
You think they're watching?
Well, this is certainly a different Padres team. And Josh Bell's going to get, like you said, George.
Yeah.
Is going to get on base, and then this guy, if he's ready to have a big postseason, Padres are a whole different team.
Yeah, and they're doing that with Soto 0 for 3 tonight. Manny was 0 for 2 prior to hitting that homer. Soto's going to be 0 for 4 tonight, and they still have 7 runs.
Soto 0 for 4.
Rollovers to the second baseman.
Yep. For sure, I think, or at least following on their phones.
Now they must come together and finally get along. They're basically the same person. To find their way home.
Come on, we got a world to save.
I'm for a barbecue. How are you, my dad? When 2 people.
But I guess the other, the other argument with Scherzer is, do you have a better option? Scherzer 70% versus another guy at 100. But that's just
For everything we want, for everything we do. We're all better
it's
off.
just a thought, I guess.
It's the Subway Series menu. 12 irresistible subs. They never lie. The champ.
Do you think, obviously, which is more surprising? Michael Harris and what he's done, or Kyle Wright and what he's done? For me, I think
for some adults who are starting HIV-1 treatment or replacing their current HIV-1 regimen. Detect this.
that's true.
HIV pill
He did.
uses few medicines to help keep you undetectable than the bottom.
Kyle Wright.
Most HIV pills
I'm honestly surprised at the amount of consistency that Michael Harris. Just the consistency. Yeah, he's had a little bit of swing and miss in spurts.
Hepatitis B can become harder to treat while on Dovato. Don't stop Dovato without talking to your doctor, as your hepatitis B may worsen or become life-threatening. Serious or life-threatening side effects can occur, including allergic reactions, lactic acid buildup, and liver problems. If you have a rash,
I think there's an argument to be made for all of it. But offensively, I think that's the biggest surprise for me is Michael Harris's consistency offensively. Yeah, he's had some spurts in there where he swings and misses a little bit, But
Tiredness and anxiety. Detect this. And detectable with fewer medicines. Ask your doctor about switching to the bottle.
yeah, he did find it last year in the World Series. There was your random guy last year in the World Series. Or your unexpected playoff hero was Kyle Wright last year.
Ready for the Wild Card Series?
Bear Grylls being the spokesperson for the Wild Card Series is very, very interesting. But
That was Bear Grylls. You can catch his National Geographic series. It runs.
I thought he got in trouble for sleeping in a hotel on one of his shows or something.
The 4-seed Mets 7-1. Yu Darvish has been dynamite. Earned run 3 Ks, 11 flyouts. Max Scherzer tonight 7 earned runs, 4 home runs allowed. Most of his very, very good postseason career.
Yeah, Michael Harris definitely, because I think he stabilized the entire defense. And yeah, that's why I think Jake Odorizzi could do a Drew Smiley at some point this year. Yeah, that one's see that gives me Jake Odorizzi vibes this year. Because Smiley definitely was painful to watch at times, and Jake has been that, and then coming up clutch in the clinching game, and then possibly being being kind of the long man in the innings eater, and if you're stuck in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th type kind of guy, maybe.
San Diego bullpen is quiet. Think about the 3-game series. Save some of your bullpen bullets. You know that DeGrom is going to be on the mound. It's going to be a challenge. But you have Snell, and you'll likely have most of those really good, strong.
No, he didn't do terrible for the Cubs.
3 balls and a strike on the 80th pitch. It'll be Mark Canha, Eduardo Escobar, and it's scheduled Tomas Nido.
I believe he had a better year than Marcus Stroman, if I'm not mistaken. And I will always thank Drew Smiley for that Dodgers appearance he had against the Dodgers.
High strike ball, 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That's where I think Charlie Morton is kind of the same. Like, he's struggled with the home run ball like Drew Smiley did. But I think Charlie will be fine next year. I'm actually surprised. I thought he would retire, but. Darvish is only at 82 pitches right now. Yeah, he does, but I'm just saying the home run ball kind of reminds me of Drew Smiley last year and Charlie this year. It's kind of mirror images. So even though Charlie still can put up great numbers, the home run ball has been the bugaboo. Wow, I didn't realize that Darvish was only at 82 pitches. Yeah, I'm sure if he could, he would. Oh, I'm so glad the Braves got a bye because it allowed all of us just to kind of decompress and kind of do this, which is kind of cool because I usually don't do this type of thing during the playoffs.
What does he do on a 3-2?
It's a different experience for sure and a fun one. Canna would have been a nice fit for us.
Kind of stands to reason. We talked to Mark before the game, and he kind of loads and stays in there. That's why he has so many hit by pitches. So a front door cutter or a front door breaking ball is a good strategy to have. Kind of locks him up a little bit. You see another check swing. Not sure if it's a strike or not. Another high cutter.
And to not really care, even though you kind of do, but you just let it go.
Every pitch in this at bat has been middle up. There hasn't been anything down in the zone. That's done on purpose. That's exactly what he wants to do. But he's doing it with just 2 pitches. And so far, Hannah's not been able to pull the trigger cleanly on those pitches. It's like he's not
stress-free. And because baseball is such a crapshoot, anything can happen on any given day. I don't know how many games. I don't care how many games you get. This is a heck of it at bat by Canna right now. Yeah. It does. It makes mine go around. It's given me the opportunity to create this YouTube channel and create great memories and make lifelong friends that I wouldn't even think about, and sharing my love of the Braves and baseball overall has been a dream come true. So yeah, putting it that way is a nice way that baseball does make my world go around, along with the other sports. But Mark Canna up to about 11 pitches in this at bat, I think.
7 straight foul balls, and he exit velo on all of them under 85 miles an hour. That time he actually challenged him with a 4-seam fastball.
Another pop up.
Puts it up on the infield, and Kim nearly banks into and does Jake Buckenberg.
We did. We got a lot of rain. It wasn't. We got a lot of steady rain, not a lot. Just steady rain. No lightning. A bit more wind than we would have liked, but not anything too crazy.
Engaging with Xander Bogaerts. No flooding. None of that. We dodged pretty well.
Quick middle end, turn on anybody's fastball. Hanging off the wall or over the wall.
And if they can convince Bogaerts to sign a long-term deal before he reaches free
Good.
agency, that'll be the first time a Scott Boras client does that at the end of October, early November.
Good. I'm glad it was still there because a lot of places did get hit hard.
Absolutely, and that's the leadership though that Manny Machado has provided the entire season.
Yeah, we live in Charlotte, and Mint Hill, so we kind of dodged a lot of that. Now, I did not dodge the COVID nor the allergies that this time of year gives, but we're on the mend there too.
Today's umpires or today's strike zone calls those pitches as opposed to more margin off the plate that we saw back in the 90s. Some more than others, Ed Martin.
No kidding.
Off the plate a little bit.
Just a bit outside.
It's the iPhone strike zone. He laid down on that side. That was 1990.
Vertical, horizontal.
It's 2022. Same square footage, right? Just.
He has missed consistently now, up and out. To the 33-year-old Venezuelan.
Yeah, knock on wood. Mine, it just felt like the worst sinus infection I ever had, but
Twin, White Sox, Diamondback, still, in spite of what we're watching from Darvish, no action yet.
nobody in the bullpen with 92 pitches and 1 out. They must have watched the Cardinal game.
Breaking pitch right there, slider.
Well, continue dodging that, Hudson, because I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
Almost keeps his back or his shoulder turned to the very last minute, longer than just about anybody else. That creates that deception.
Robert Suarez starting some soft toss. Escobar, right field. Soto going back. Reaches up, can't make the play.
Oh, that was awful by Soto there.
Adds a double to his home run tonight.
That was weird.
Continues to blow strongly towards right field.
Maybe that was the wind.
Juan Soto misjudged this one.
Is Darvish hurt?
Pitches ago where Darvish walked off the mound and looked like maybe he had gotten a little tight.
Oh, don't risk this.
Trainer up the top of it.
I don't think this stint with the Padres has really helped. But yeah, probably around there. I think Judge is worth a little more. Yeah. Maybe his hip. I don't know why you would even risk this, but yes, you're right, Hudson. Acuna is light years ahead of Soto defensively. Even though Soto has a pretty good arm, there's no question there. Don't even risk this.
Your base, the pinch hitter, and that may be what this conversation is more about. The Darvish's physical health also about.
I would say, yeah, probably 400 million, which is crazy to say, but probably. Because Soto's consistency, this little stretch notwithstanding, but yeah, probably. Why would you even risk having Darvish out there with something twinging? 94 pitches, 1 out in the 7th. That was a nasty slider there.
He's thrown 20 pitches this inning.
Guillorme is another pest that always gets us. What I like to say, the rando that always burns us. Beavers? Not really. I don't dislike them, but ooh, the ephus. He dropped the ephus.
Through a 67-mile-an-hour quasi-ephus curveball.
Well, that's what we've seen all night, is the variance in velocity on all of his pitches.
No, I can't say I don't dislike the Beavers, but they're not on the top of mind, and you may be right, they don't trust the bullpen, but
5 inches more drop than the average curveball.
Fourth strikeout of the night, and only his first since the 4th inning. Slapped down the line to the seats.
I think Nimmo's a free agent after this year. As annoying as he is, I would love for him to go out of the, East.
Good night for Escobar with a home and a double, but he's been about the only shining star for the Mets offensively.
That's an interesting piece. That's like a sort of like a Rays or something. He kind of fits the Rays mold to me.
A lot of interest in this guy, Brandon Nimmo, in the offseason.
See, I start the conversation and then they start it. I'm so good at this.
You get a lot of callers, that's for sure.
Big gap in right center field with Grisham shaded towards left and shallow in left.
I think it's a possibility, but I think it's only on 2 inning stints, probably, for Strider.
A lot of these older pitchers having great success. It's not just the young man's game on the mound. There's a lot of veteran pitchers who are pitching really well.
Kind of like Tom Brady, right? Everybody's learning how to take care of their body a little better. Biomechanics plays a part in that.
Maybe, and that would suck for us to have to deal with him for that long. But I love Judge, but I'm honestly surprised that he was able to stay healthy. Strider, like I said, I think he'll only be stretched out for two inning stints, maybe. Oh, the Mets have had their world of pop-ups tonight, but yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if I've heard the Giants, if not the Yankees, honestly, with Judge, which neither would surprise me. I can't believe that. I can't believe the Yankees have let it go this far, to be honest with you. But
Electrified. Hamburg Tire. At Jersey Mike's, you gotta see
you can't. I mean, I agree. We need him, but after missing about a month, I don't think you can feasibly just throw him back in the rotation. No, I can't. I can't see him going anywhere, to be honest. But
True loyalty doesn't come around often. But if you're lucky enough to work,
yeah.
It's on you to do everything in your power to
Yeah, that's the 2 inning spurts, I think, and then if we get to the NLCS, I think you could maybe 5 to 7. That's probably likely because obliques are weird, as we've seen with Max, and I don't think you sacrifice Strider for long term either, and it's not feasible for a guy that hasn't pitched in a month to go straight 7, 8, 9. It's just not feasible at all. But they'll do what's best for him and for us now and in the future. So I'm not really worried about that.
I can't do this anymore. I thought you were a moron. Oh gosh, Max, don't do this.
There's a better way to bring the game home.
No, I think you could use him as an opener or a bridge, but more likely an opener thing, I think. I don't think I had the San Diego Padres becoming the Bash Brothers in the first game, but
Starters have been outstanding. Manny Machado rocking a pose there because the Padres.
I think it's opener. I think that's what Peter Moylan said when talking about it in the last game of the in the last game of the year. I think he said 2 inning spurts. That's why I keep going back to that.
Swing and a miss for Manning. Seven and 5-2.
Is Manny? I know Manny's a great player, but is he a jerk? He feels like a jerk.
Challenge due with 95 up high and sends Machado back to the bench. Right, boys, what's the bounce back?
That's why you make Strider an opener.
Hey, you have to run. That's a good thing right there.
That's why you make Strider an opener. And then
It's all with the starting pitcher. You set the tone. We saw it tonight. But it helps, when you draw first blood. We also saw that tonight with the Padres.
yeah, but I think you also have to trust the process, trust the medicals, trust everybody that's involved, and they're gonna be very, very, very cautious and careful.
Right to the corner it goes, and boy, Marte's been very busy, and he makes the nice play. Take a look at tonight's Moments Series effort brought to you by the Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. I'm sure you gave up 4 of them. Josh Bell got strong. Good insurance Profar. And then they got a little louder, and that one was on a line. From Machado, so they're perfecting their celebration.
Trying to figure out, I think Machado is kind of a jerk, but I guess you have to be a little bit of one to be a superstar.
Not a problem tonight. Awfully impressive. Find out exactly what's up with Darvish, I'm sure, at a post-game press conference. If it was a cramp or something with his leg, could still be in there answering questions about his performance tonight, which was outstanding. There's baseball 2022 in the postseason. 15 of the 23 runs scored.
There have been
Power pitching versus power hitting.
4 starts of 7+ innings
Head-on
already in this postseason on day 1. There were 4 all last postseason. That's the effect of the wild card, I think, because 3 games you can't exhaust your bullpen and still. It is 7-1, top of the 8th. Padres. I think that's the effect of the wild card, having an ace. Yeah, and less rest days, and trusting your aces, and having to, because 3-game series, anything can happen. But it's also nice to see.
Introducing Spectrum One. Internet, advanced Wi-Fi, and mobile working together as one to give you more speed, reliability, and security. That's seamless connectivity. That's Spectrum One.
Jameson, the smooth, triple distilled whiskey knows when people
Guess you're there to be that.
just get you. That's when this spark just happens. So pull up a chair. There's always a seat for you at the table. Jameson, widen the circle.
We've got our vision and so much to choose from. But with free in-store design services, our budget.
This may be crazy, but I know Max Scherzer in the Nats rotation was dominant, but do you think the amount of innings and stress and all of that, I know it was years ago, 2019, but do you think that has contributed to his oblique / dead arm / ineffectiveness the last few postseasons? Not, well, I guess I could say ineffectiveness because he's given up a lot of homers lately. So, but that's just a thought that I just came up with. I don't know if it.
And that's how you collect coins.
stops working for you with Mel, a Bank of America company. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retranslated in and may use descriptions of this game
because I think that kind of has affected Matic in a way. The amount that we used him and the shoulder issue in coming into spring training, short, blah, blah, all of that stuff.
A full weekend coming up. The lineup: Mariners, Jays, 4 Padres, Mets, Phillies, Cards. Full day of college football.
Yeah, I mean, I know it was years ago, and obviously it was worth it for them, and that's all they really had.
The Raiders and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Your guy looked really good this last outing. Mahomes was outstanding.
Yeah.
I'm sure you were locked into that.
Yeah, he can do it all.
Because kind of,
he's an exciting player to watch.
who is pitching for
Handles the 8th inning for the Padres tonight. Lindor.
Suarez? I don't know if I've ever heard of this guy.
Yeah, Mahomes is like the Yu Darvish of quarterbacks, right? With all the angles and delivery and all that.
Spin moves, little shuffle passes.
That's true.
Changes arm angle. Changes.
But hey, I mean, Matic is still getting outs. It's just not as impressive as last year, and I will always appreciate him. And he can have a statue for last year. And who knows? He might be a dark horse guy in the postseason this year. But yeah, as Braves fans, we love you, Darvish, right now, too.
Maybe it's the fact that there are 3 games and not just a 1-game wild card. So you're trying to save your bullpen, but 4 starts of 7+ innings.
Who said starting pitching was dead?
Yeah. Or going deep into the game.
It's because it's a 3-game series and not a 1-game series. It's not that hard to figure out.
So far, the Mets the one.
And the one
We're gonna not have to use Hader tonight.
is Hader back? I guess he's kind of figured it out a little bit.
Slapped to the left, coming hard, and a nice running catch. They lost it in the lights for a second. That is now confirmed. Research confirms lost in lights.
Tell you what, though,
5 pitches.
Like the lights.
Okay.
It's really good to see Harrison profile. He gave us a scare earlier this year when he collided with Kemp.
Yeah. Okay, that's good to see. Because I mean, yeah, I would like every player that we play against to struggle, but that was kind of brutal and cringeworthy to watch for a little while. And obviously, again, these guys aren't robots and they're humans. And I think he was dealing with a lot of family stuff as well, too. So it's good to see him be back on track because we have some good memories off of Hader recently.
As a result, 42,000 people. Pitchers allowed the ball to be hit in the air, and they ended up in gloves.
That was a quick inning.
To get through that inning.
Nope, just a line out.
7-1.
As electric vehicle driving becomes quiet.
The Mets have gone quiet with runners in scoring position.
Electrified. I'm tired.
With DirecTV, I can get live TV and
Actually, we might have put their bats to sleep with runners in scoring position last week. So that was.
Get your TV together. Call 1-800-DIRECTV to save up to $120.
Stay. We are so sorry.
We hope you'll have us over again.
That doesn't make me sad.
Oh, if I weren't earning 2% cash back right now, you'd be in so much trouble.
That does not make me sad
Are you serious? Again,
that we might have broken the Mets.
Well, let's find an active cash Visa card. That's real life ready.
Wherever we come from, we all have one thing in common.
Does not. Either that or it was Timmy the Trumpet's fault.
Now at T-Mobile. T-Mobile is Apple TV Plus included. So watch your favorite Apple originals, iPhone's most advanced display, and get iPhone 14.
Max Scherzer is the first pitcher in Mets postseason history to give up 4 homers in a game.
I'm Scott Van coming up on
Wow.
a live post game from City Field. We'll visit with a player from the winning side. Looks like it'll be a padre. We'll show you how the Phillies shot the Cards. Latest updates ahead of Sunday's.
Well, there's a stat for everything, and Max Scherzer's finally part of one that you don't want to be a part of.
No breaks on that SportsCenter edition tonight, Scott. No breaks. Back here with Eduardo Perez, David Cohen, plus only Michael Gibbons. Good sign for the Mets.
And Michael Gibbons is what the Mets hope that Raisel Iglesias has been for us, because Michael Gibbons has been relegated to garbage time.
Starts. Carter's 94 miles an hour from that three-quarter arm angle. And ahead 0-1. Myers Kim Grisham due for San Diego. 7-1-7.
Yeah, he's the best Sports Center guy. Him and Elle Duncan, I love her too. Yeah, he's awesome.
Carl, I was talking to the legendary Jay Horowitz before the game tonight, longtime PR director for the Mets, now the alumni director. He wanted me to send a message out for Ed Hearn, who needs a kidney transplant. Former Met, 86 Mets, catcher, right behind Gary Carter.
Oof.
So obviously,
That was a disappearing slider there.
If you want to help, or if you know anybody who can help, Jay encouraged us to kind of get the word out. You can get in touch with Jay Horowitz and the Mets and find out the procedures.
Yeah, I mean and we got Raisel Iglesias for the next 3 years for Jesse Chavez and Tucker Davidson, but we got Jesse Chavez back too. Yeah, you're right. There's a lot of those. An interesting story to follow will be a double, I think. That's really cool. Scott Van Pelt seems like a really cool guy. Another interesting story to follow will be what did the Braves do with Mike Soroka? Because excuse me, I think he's up for arbitration again. Another extra base hit for the San Diego Padres.
Number there, the Mets 1 for 9 runners tonight. But there's a lot of. This was the Brave series all over again. Field. I'd love to know what the pulse of that man is going into tomorrow night with the drama on the mound. And the Padres swinging the bats the way they are.
I don't know what the numbers are. I don't keep track of arbitration because it kind of confuses me, but I know it's a little more than last year. I take a flyer, I guess.
Hand it over to Chris Bassett.
But Darvish, right? The first 2 starts he's made against the Mets were both 7-inning gems. And now you add
every penny matters, but $5 million, I guess, is the underscore of What?
about the Padres on their side. Their pitching staff is well suited for these kind of series too. You have Blake Snell and Joe Musgrove ready to go.
Part of what you love for Darvish too, guys, is some redemption with his start, right? Because of course he started Game 7 of the 2
Every
series, get knocked around by the Houston.
every penny matters, obviously, but obviously $5 million in the grand scheme of things, probably not much if that's the number, but who knows? Mike Soroka is a case that's, I'm just really sad. I want him to be back on a mound and pitching meaningfulness, and who knows? But I know Alex Anthopoulos and company will do it. Do what's best for the squad.
Longer than perhaps we were able to as major leaguers a couple of decades ago.
It's a great point. Yu Darvish is 36 years old. In some ways, better than ever.
Getting into a run right at Kim, and now he's going to get into a run down. The ball's dropped. No flip. Tag is still made.
Look, that was some bad base running.
Escobar, and that gets Kim.
Great play all around. To be able to get Kim at third.
1-6-5.
The old traditional 1-6-5 put out. But I think he was running on contact there.
He was hung out to dry, and the foul ball almost saved him, but a nice recovery.
Really good recovery. You're in no man's land as a runner. 7-1, going on contact, no problem there.
Big swing for Nolan, 94 for Gibbons. You got to do some work on that uniform, though. Kim, that's a mess right now.
Looking at other teams' catchers' numbers, and looking at what Travis and Willie C have done, and even Chadwick Trump, it's an embarrassment of riches there.
It's a good question. Was Joan Cohn mad when you came home dirty, or was that a sign like, hey, man, you were grinding it today. You had a good game.
A little bit of both. She wanted to know that did it mean something, or was it eyewash?
Fake hustle?
Fake hustle doesn't work for Joan Cohn.
No. Big swing and a hit.
That was a good inning by Gibbons.
The Mets fans that are here are looking for a huge rally. Padres trying to fish it off. They go off 1-0 in the series.
Hey Steve, you just got a nice win on FanDuel, and it's just the top of the first. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Braves will try to work out a deal and make something happen.
These used cars look the same, but Carfax can show how damages can affect the values.
Your damage has always been visible.
And twins, stop overpaying. Shop at the all-new Carfax.com. Identical twins.
I think the most surprising thing today was that Toronto got shut out at home, but also not surprising considering how dominant Luis Castillo was, and obviously the meltdown by the Cardinals was probably. Yeah. The story will definitely probably be the Mets, but the Cardinals being 93-0 with a 2-0 lead or better going into the ninth, that's a pretty big story too. But yeah, the Mets. For sure. Cardinals Phillies game 2, 8:30 tomorrow.
Wild card series game 2.
Or that's game 3 if it makes sense.
Out and Tyler Glasnow gets a start for the Rays. New Eastern ESPN2. Mariners.
I thought Tyler Glasnow wasn't going to make it back.
Padres and Mets at Citi Field. Those 3 games are on ESPN Deportes as well. And the Phillies Cardinals 8:30 Eastern, 7:30 Central. ESPN2. All 4 also available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. Here, Luis Garcia, Daniel Vogelbach. Heavyweight matchup right here in the 9th, and Bogey swings the first one.
Pop up again. The Mets have $300 million worth of pop-ups tonight.
Yu Darvish was outstanding. They hit runners at third a few times. Alonso punched out.
Well, he can make you swing and miss, but he can also stay off the barrel in terms of contact management.
Yeah, and it didn't happen with a lot of homers either. Just bad defense by the Cardinals and balls finding holes and things of that nature.
You just tell by the sounds off the bat. A little bit in, a little bit off the end. Definitely not a lot off the barrels.
So it's amazing. You just look back on the game.
1 for 11 with runners on base. Story of the Mets.
Third, and you get out of it. Second inning, runner at third, and you get out of it. It's very easy.
Hit by pitches too.
And all that, but there were little things that lead to victory.
Yeah.
That was huge.
It was huge, but what you have on the mound is an absolute stud.
Yeah, no, his ability to get out of it was huge.
And I'll tell you this, if you're a San Diego Padres fan, you got Blake Snell tomorrow. We can talk all we want about.
I would have thought Musgrove would have gone tomorrow.
Probably have been the best pitcher, but right now, Blake Snell's pitching a lot better than Jake DeGrom as of late. That's the reality.
That's fact. We talked to Snell before the game. You can sense.
But I haven't watched the Padres in a while. No, he went 7. Darvish 7.
Always a question, 3-game series. How do you bounce back from a loss like this? Off the glove, Marte will beat it out. Starling Marte in his return.
Well, there's your infield single for the Mets.
Second hit of the night.
Off the glove of the pitcher. You knew they needed 1 or 2 of those.
Talk about fighting it off. Right on the hands. Takes just that last bounce was right off.
No, Darvish went 7.
Came up with Garcia.
I don't know if Kim would have got that anyway. Yeah. Agreed. The 1-game wild card, even though it's as intense as ever. But
Appearance of the season, obviously, first postseason for righty Garcia. 64 appearances out of the bullpen for San Diego.
Yep. Agreed on both counts.
20 holds.
I mean, obviously anything can happen in baseball, and we all know it, but yeah, you feel really good. Sure. It was just a bit outside there. Yanked her.
One thing you would assume that the manager of the team that's down, not Melvin, he didn't have to change anything. He's been pretty consistent with the lineup, etc. Is that maybe Marte at the 2-hole?
Even watching the 1-game wild card when we weren't in it, it still made me nervous and pukey.
That's the reason why he's on the roster.
And it's just one hard center field with Grisham going back and now ranging over to his left.
That was a hard fly out, but
Over to third.
If you're a Padres fan again,
yeah.
DeGrom's given up 3 runs in each of the last 4 starts. Snell has given up in the last 25 minutes 10 hits.
Yeah, our run was magical, and thank God we won the division again this year and last year.
It's Los Angeles Dodgers, the winner of the Phillies Cardinals, will get the Atlanta Braves.
One more out, huh?
Nonetheless, it will be a huge start for Jacob DeGrom, who was talked about possibly his opt-out
Yep.
contract. Is that
And then win 101 games the next year. That's pretty darn impressive after being four games under 500.
Garcia's last pitch was 100 miles an hour. 1-0.
99.
Nice couple last night at dinner in San Diego who were wondering why, like on a marquee out here, you saw Juan Soto and not Manny Machado. They were a little
Yeah.
by that, given Manny's been the MVP.
Yeah, and he hasn't been like typical DeGrom. I mean, he has with the strikeouts, but the runs, the homers, and stuff like that. There was an argument that DeGrom should have walked some more people instead of giving up the homers.
like a pure shooter in basketball? I mean, Machado with one of the most beautiful right-handed swings. Just aesthetically, you'll see.
Yeah, because they never score runs when he's on the mound, no matter who they face.
1-2. It's outside. San Diego came in, got 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 4 runs in the 5th. Emma Stone is up. She is ready to celebrate a Padre win. Not so fast.
3-2.
Just a home run, 100-mile-an-hour runner, up and away. Good movement.
Yeah, there's a lot, but we'll see. Something has to give.
It's never been harder to hit than in the big leagues because of relievers like this.
$101.
But it was interesting, those
Bottom 9. 2 outs, runner at third, 3-2 count.
pitching at this time, they're modern day pitchers as a result of the sort of swing and miss approach, going for it with the home runs and not caring about the strikeouts. That list is likely to be.
I can't stand when people say they don't care about strikeouts. The players care when they strike out. It's just the amount of. It's just the amount. I mean, strikeouts happen, and they do care when they strike out. It's just the nature of the game. So when people say they don't care about strikeouts, I hate that term, and I hate the connotation of it. Walk first and third, 2 outs.
D-Mac get hot. Stay loose just in case something crazy happens.
That was a strike, but zone on the umpire there. 89 changeup, first and third, 2 outs, 7-1.
You know what this tells me? This tells me most likely he's going to start tomorrow. He'll show up and make sure he gets his feet wet tonight.
Hopefully he's just soft tossing just in case.
That way he knows the field.
They're putting Alvarez in.
Postseason game before his first at bat tomorrow.
A lot of thunder in that bat from Alvarez, who set the minor league world on fire with his power. He's got a couple of hits, including a homer with the Mets. Buster, just as Hader gets loose, what have the Padres learned about Hader? Because when he came over, wasn't very effective, but he certainly has been recently. What they learned?
Yeah, in their conversations with Hader, and looking at the data, what they've determined is that he is much more effective when he's rested. In other words, we saw him with Milwaukee.
becoming one of the best relievers in baseball, often go more than 3 outs. Often pitch 2 maybe 2+ innings. Since he joined the Padres, he's basically been a 3-out pitcher, and they make sure they get him rest between appearances.
Oh, here you go, Francisco Alvarez.
Francisco Alvarez up at the dish, 1st and 3rd, 2 outs. Wild pitch. I don't think the first runner moved. Wow. Come on, Garcia, just finish it.
Since Monday against San Francisco, he went 2/3 of an inning and threw 14 pitches. Brandon Nimmo, left-handed hitter on deck. Alvarez. That's in there for a strike.
DeGrom was still DeGrom against us, just made 3 mistakes.
And they will be seeing Francisco Alvarez for years here in New York. Short guy, full of power. Buck Showalter likes to joke. He's got muscles on his toes. Oh, no.
He did go. 1-2, nasty slider.
Down there at first base saying, "Here you go." And you just said that he did, but that certainly indicates he did go.
Yeah, he did go.
Now Garcia.
Down to the last strike.
Ball strike 3. That's how it is.
And strikeouts.
Pitching performance by the Padres.
Yeah.
Their starter Darvish.
Alvarez has not made a lot of contacts since he got the call up, but 7-1. Padres crushed the Mets. Braves fans happy. Thanks everybody for coming in, hanging out, talking ball, watching postseason baseball, stress-free. Please like, subscribe, do all that. It really helps out. This was really, really fun. As always, go Braves, champions forever. And I may do it again tomorrow. I doubt it, but I don't know. I will let you guys know. But this helped out a lot. Super, super fun. Great conversation. Thanks, guys. Love it. Love it so much. And as always, go Braves.
Grab a 1-0 series lead on the strength of 1, 2, 3, 4 home runs. The first of which came from Josh Bell. Support